and MBA in HR. She is the assistant professor and acting head of the Department of Basic Science and Humanities in Elite College of Engineering. She is a PhD scholar at Fakir Mohan University, Balasore, Odisha, and her area of research is employee creativity and innovation in IT industry. She has 24 years of experience in academics and is actively engaged in organizing and participating in different activities like workshops, seminars, conferences, and other academic affairs within the organization. She is the Innovation Ambassador under the Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell and the convener of Institutions Innovation Council of Elite College of Engineering and Elite Institute of Engineering and Management. She takes a major role in fostering culture of innovation and progress across the college campus and surrounding areas. I wish to congratulate her for her endless effort for smooth conduction of such kind of events, and her enthusiasm, skill and expertise have made this event successful. I request Gitolekha Madam, Gitolekha Madam to felicitate Mohua Madam with a flower bouquet. Now, I would like to invite Professor Mohua Datta for moderation of the most awaited book launch session of today's program. Over to you, Madam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deeposri ma'am, for a very beautiful introduction. I'm really feeling honored and privileged to conduct such a very unique session, I must say, because this is for the first time I'm really going to moderate such a forum, going to be the moderator of such a, what should I say, very out of the box type of forum. This is the book launching of the book launching of the very, and very innovative book that is Sustainable Civil Infrastructure Development. And the program is namely an afternoon with authors and editors. So first of all, in front of the audience, I would like to introduce the editors, and after that, one after another, then I'll be calling the authors also. Some of the authors are present right here today, so I'll be calling them one after another. But first of all, let me introduce the chief editor and the other editors of the book. Sudeep Basak, Professor Dr. Sudeep Basak, sir is the chief editor of this book, and sir is a civil engineering professional with significant academic experience at responsible senior positions in India and abroad. Sir has published more than 125 technical papers in reputed journals and conferences, and he is the recipient of several research awards at national and international levels. Sir is an active reviewer of numerous top-class international journals. He has supervised more than 10 research students at postgraduate, master's and PhD levels, and executed sponsored research projects in different universities. He has undertaken several academic visits in many countries, including USA, UK, Germany, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, China, etc. But most importantly, sir is the principal of us. He is the principal of Elite College of Engineering. So the next editor, let me introduce Mr. Gritartha Goswami. Sir is a professional of civil engineering and water resources engineer. He is, and currently a PhD scholar at NERIST, Arunachal Pradesh, India. Formerly an assistant professor in civil engineering at Scholars Institute of Technology and Management, Guwahati, Assam, India. He has published more than 30 papers in different reputed international and national journals and supervised 5 graduate-level research projects. He is an active reviewer of numerous top-class international journals. He has been invited as keynote speaker in many countries, including China, Mexico, etc. For his remarkable accomplishment in his profession, he was recently named a Young Scientist by the International Scientist Awards. Thank you so much, sir, for coming here. Next, Mr. Joydeep Datta. Sir has already joined online through Google Meet. We very shortly will be able to see him projected on the screen. So I would like to introduce sir. Sir is a professional civil engineer currently working as Deputy Director, Water Resource Department, Government of Assam, Silchar, India. He has vast industrial experience of about 30 years. He has graduated in civil engineering from Northeastern Regional Institute of Science and Technology, that is NERIST, Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh, India. He has done his post-graduation in water resources from Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, India, in the year 2005. Currently, he is a PhD scholar at NERIST, Government of India. He has published several research papers at national and international levels. So thank you so much, sir, for joining online. So first of all, I would like to request the Chief Editor, Professor Dr. Sudeep Basa. Sir, please come on the dais and give a brief introduction of your book.
Am I audible? Okay. So, thank you very much, Professor Mahua Datta and Deepasri Saha, for hosting this type of event, which is first time being organized at our college. And let me introduce about our book first. So, Sustainable Civil Infrastructure Development, Case Studies. So, this is the title of our book. Right. So, this is basically the title of our book, Sustainable Civil Infrastructure Development, Case Studies. So that is the book, and it is funded by Elite College of Engineering, organized by Elite College of Engineering, and jointly by Elite Institute of Engineering and Management. And our publisher is Four Dimensional Publishing Group from USA. And this is an event which is sponsored by the IIT Kharagpur NDLI Club, National Digital Library of India Club, right? And also we have two industry sponsors. We are lucky that we have two industry sponsors who are sponsoring the whole conference from yesterday to today, including this afternoon session. That is the Globesyn and the Waveflex. Let us proceed. So let us try to understand the sustainable civil infrastructure development. What does it mean actually? So the audience, all of the audience are not civil engineering background. There are mechanical, electrical, computer science, and other branches of engineering and technology. So let us try to understand what this topic means. So we all know that the civil infrastructure is base and the index for national development. As you can see in this photograph, some high-rise buildings. Some of these buildings are residential, some are commercial, like shopping complex or so, and some are industrial buildings, right? So this is the fundamentals of the civil infrastructure in any country. So next comes the bridges, flyovers, and culverts, etc., which are required for transportation of human beings and goods from one place to other. You need bridges, railway bridges, pedestrian bridges, vehicular bridges, small culverts, etc., flyovers, etc., etc. This also forms as a civil infrastructure. Right. So next is architecture, town and regional planning. So we need this knowledge on architecture and how a town and regional planning is executed, okay, and maintained. So that forms under the purview of this book. So we have transportation, transport infrastructures, okay. So this may be highways, the Kollani highway is being constructed nearby to the college, and railways, we have Shodhpur railway station. Okay, after this session, all of you will go back, some of you by train, right? There are waterways and the airports. We have Dam Dam airport nearby, right? So these are all transport infrastructures. This is also part of civil infrastructure. Next is environmental projects. Okay, basically the environmental engineering is divided into, grossly classified into two parts. First is the water supply. We need water, right? Not only for drinking consumption, we need commercial consumption, okay? Bathrooms, toilets, we need waters. Industrial consumptions, we need water. So water supply engineering is very important. And at the same time, we should have efficient sewage management. Okay, management of wastewaters is also important. Right? So all these part forms the environmental projects. Right? That is also very important civil infrastructure development. And water resource development, as we say that water, we need water. Okay, to reserve the water is very important. Okay, and to train the rivers is also very important. So different water resource development projects forms the part of civil infrastructure development. So all these are only the broad classification. There are various emerging fields of civil infrastructure which is dealt with in this book and which will be broadly discussed by the eminent authors present today. So next comes sustainability, endurance of civil infrastructure. Okay, sustainability, endurance, and civil infrastructure. Okay, so we will develop civil infrastructure. We will build different bridges, flyovers, buildings. Okay, environmental projects, dams, flyovers. Okay, railway stations. Okay, sustainability is very important. What is sustainability? Long-term performance. That is called the sustainability. So long-term service necessity. You can see that some of the bridges are failing in suburbs of Kolkata. Okay, some water tanks have collapsed recently, right? Because of insufficient sustainability criteria. Okay, that is one of the fundamental reasons. There may be various reasons. Okay, maybe overloading, or maybe poor workmanship, or other reasons are there. So next is the public utility requirements of each of these structures. This is very important, right? So you construct a bridge. Okay, you are constructing a flyover, Kollani flyover, and it should be able to sustain on a long-term basis, aiming towards public utility. So after a few years, if it cannot perform, it will collapse. If some of bridge collapse, it is very bad. Okay, so that is also in that term, it is very important. Next is the endurance and to natural and man-made disasters. Okay, natural disasters may be flood. Okay, lots of rainfall is coming these days. Okay, we are fortunate that there is no flood in Kolkata suburb this year, but flood or earthquake or any other disasters may be there. These are the natural disasters. Or it may be man-made disaster. Okay, some man-made disasters may be there, which may include the poor workmanship. Okay, or maybe insufficient construction technique adopted. Okay, these are man-made disasters. What is the pyramidal structures of the sustainability? Let us try to understand this. So in level 1 at the top of the pyramid, it is intra and inter presentations. Okay, so it is intra, generalized fairness. Okay, that is general definition of sustainability as a role model we should adopt. Next 3 pillars, why we should adopt sustainability in terms of civil infrastructure. Because there are basically 3 pillars. What are these? Economy, ecology, and the society. Okay, the projects, civil infrastructure projects which the nation will build should be economically competitive, and ecologically that is environmental friendly, and there should be some social responsibility, right? Next one is categorization of indices or criteria for sustainability. You can see the various categories: water resources, okay, water materials, engineering, etc., energy, and biodiversity. Next one is impact. Editors, okay, we 3 editors realized. What did you realize? That sustainable civil infrastructure development is crucial for national development. This is the criteria. With this motivation, we started writing this edited book, preparing this book, right? So, what are the different specific topics that have been covered in our book? Let us try to see this. So this is our book. You can see first the structural and constructional engineering and management. Okay, there are few book chapters, individual book chapters, written by eminent academicians and industrialists who cover the structural and constructional aspects and also the management aspects of different civil infrastructures. Next comes foundations, okay, the geotechnical and geo-environmental engineering. Okay, these are the topic because every civil infrastructure has to be founded, otherwise they will collapse. It's very simple. So this adequate knowledge of geotechnical and geo-environmental engineering is crucial. Next is environmental engineering and management. Few topics have been covered under this book. Next is water resource engineering. We have some authors present here who covered this topic. And some town and regional planning and management has also been covered, which includes some emerging area like the smart city development of smart cities. Okay. And finally, we have some emerging topics, okay, which includes application of robotics, okay, some numerical analysis of thermal aspect of buildings, right, and etc., etc. These have been covered. Nanotechnology, this is a new emerging area which is covered under this in this book by an eminent author, right? So, what are the salient features of this book? Let us try to understand. So this book has a total of 15 individual chapters written by eminent academicians, industrialists, and researchers. So different diversified topics have been covered, as we just discussed in the previous slide. So that those topics have been covered. And as I've already said, authors of individual chapters are recruited academicians and industrialists. And the total number of pages is, of course, not too much. It is 162. It is a lightweight book, like a lightweight structure. And the publisher is 4-Dimensional Publishing Group Incorporated, United States of America. So what, as editors, we just edited the book, right? So edited by 3 of us, myself and my colleagues, Engineer Gitartha Goswami and Engineer Joydeep Dotto. So what we did, we collected the individual papers, the book chapters from the reputed authors, and we send it to reviewers who are also reputed persons in the respective fields. We send it to the reviewers, receive the review comments, pass it to the authors, and request them to revise their chapter. And like this, finally, the book chapters have been accepted. Okay, and then we edited, reformatted, and submit to the publisher for ongoing process to forward the ongoing process of publication. Right. So this is our part as editors. So I should acknowledge the panel of reviewers who voluntarily reviewed the individual book chapters. You can see Professor Shubhashish Banerjee, who is the former Pro-Vice Chancellor of Brainware University and who was the former principal of this college, Elite College of Engineering. Professor Arup Bhattacharya, Professor of Civil Engineering, Jorhat Engineering College, Government of Assam. Jenny Bhattacharya, who is a research associate of Government of India. And Professor Santanu Dutt, colleague, who is from Elite College of Engineering, Mechanical Engineering Department. And Dr. Thana El Nakib, who is an associate professor of fluid mechanics, Saudi Arabia. Professor Biman Gati Gupta, one of my former colleagues, who was the professor and head of civil engineering of this college. And we have Binu Kiran, who is a research fellow of Government of India, Dr. Rakesh Kumar of this college, Dr. M.K. Loknathan, who is an Associate Dean of Postgraduate and Research of Assam Kaziranga University, Dean Kem Patsok, who is a research fellow, and finally, Professor P.G. Ramesh, who is the Dean of Engineering at Kaziranga University. So these are the panel of expert reviewers who reviewed the individual chapters and who took their painstaking work of reviewing individual chapters and finally accepting the papers. Right? There were few book chapters which we could not accept. Even after the review, as recommended by the reviewers, we had to reject those papers. Right. So these are the salient features of our book. And we should dedicate this book. We have dedicated this book. This book is dedicated to billions of people who got affected by the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic worldwide since last few years, initiating loss of lives and livelihoods. Okay. So we have dedicated this book, and from this dedication, and what we realized finally is that sustainability is crucial for survival and growth of human civilization. Right? So that's all about our book. I hope many of our colleagues and audience present here will buy this book. Till then, thank you very much.
Now I would request all the editors and the authors, please come over here for the physical opening of this book, please. Okay, now I request all the authors and editors, please take your seat, all of you. Sir, you please take your seat. And all authors and editors, please take your seat. Ma'am, please sit here. Actually, sir, audience have some questions. So on behalf of audience, I'm going to ask some questions to the editors and authors as well. But first of all, I would like to ask the question to Professor Dr. Sudeep Basa. Sir, you have written a lot of articles. You have edited a lot of books also. But this time, what motivated you so much to compile a book like Sustainability Civil Infrastructure Development? Yes.
Am I audible? Thank you. So this is a very important and relevant question. Okay. So what is the basic motivation for us editors to write this book on sustainable civil infrastructure development? Right. As I've already covered in a bit in my presentation, that civil infrastructure development is for aiming towards public utility is very much crucial, and which determines the development of national index in terms of national development index, right? So, and its sustainability is very important. So for long-term servicing, okay, for long-term performance of any civil infrastructure, sustainability is very important, right? And we have established the sustainability, we have elaborated, demonstrated the sustainability of civil infrastructures in terms of real life case studies. Okay, the real life case studies is very important, and the eminent authors, all the authors have contributed to cover this aspect. Okay, and I hope and I expect that this book will be beneficial. By reading this book, it will be beneficial to not only to the practicing engineers and academics, academicians and scientists, but also to policymakers, industrialists, policymakers, and all other stakeholders. They will be benefited out of this book, right? So what I should add is that the civil infrastructure development, okay, the planning, execution, planning, construction and maintenance is very important, but most important is the long-term performance, okay? That is being covered. So I hope I've answered satisfactorily.
Definitely,
thank you.
Definitely, sir. My next question goes to Gritartha, sir. Sir, what are some of the unique challenges that you faced while researching and writing a book like Sustainable Civil Infrastructure Development?
This is also an important question. And while doing research, we face several challenges. But in case of this book, finding the publisher, collecting the papers, these were challenges. But apart from this, there were some major challenges. For example, sustainable civil infrastructure development is an interdisciplinary thing. So synthesizing the informations from all the disciplines and then collecting it to make a comprehensive resource so that everyone can use it. So this is one of the biggest challenge. And the second is like this sustainability is evolving. So we have to be up to date with the recent practices, new methodologies, and recent trends in the industry. So these were the major challenges. Yes, thank you.
Sir, going back to Professor Dr. Sudeep Basa. So my next question is, can you provide some examples of innovative technologies or the strategies that you have mentioned in this book?
This is also another very relevant question. I should thank Professor Mahua Madam for asking this question. Actually, what I should say is that all the book chapters, we have 15 book chapters, all the book chapters are relevant and important, and they are innovative. Okay, all are innovative. But as far the answer to this question is concerned, I should name a few of them, several chapters of them. So some of the chapters are on real life case studies, including rehabilitation of old buildings, which includes structural foundation knowledge, okay, construction management, materials management, all these things are required. So that is an innovative challenge, an innovative chapter that is covered. Next one is some book chapters are on earthquake resistance buildings and structures. This is also very important, covered by some eminent academicians and industrialists. They have covered, some of my colleagues have also covered. Next is the application of robotics and artificial intelligence in construction sector, okay? And my author is sitting just beside me, and he will discuss more about this topic. And I should say that it is very much innovative, and we have learned a lot, and you will also learn a lot if you read this chapter. And we also have some nanotechnology, application of nanotechnology in building engineering, right? And some coastal management, coastal zone management, groundwater management modeling in coastal zones. That is also a very important topic covered in this book. And development of a ecological, eco-friendly hub for technology park. That is also a chapter which is covered by Professor Dr. Biman Gati Gupta, who will discuss more about his contribution. Okay, so these are some of the important, relevant, innovative chapters which are covered in this book. But I should again repeat that all the chapters included in this book are innovative. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay. My next question again to Kritartha sir. Sir, what do you think? How this book is going to impact the audience, like the readers, the students, the civil engineering professionals, the policymakers?
Yes, this is again a relevant question. So basically, this book caters to different readers, and for academicians, this will provide new references and citations to study a topic more further, the scope of the study, and for policymakers, there are new policies that are discussed, and this book can be a guidance to apply new strategies. For professional engineers, case studies are there, and real life examples are there, practical insights are there, and for students. So for students, this book can be used as a fundamental knowledge, and when they are studying a theoretical topic in the classroom, they can see the practical example in the field. So this book can be used as a fundamental book also. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I have one last question, but I would like to ask you at the end that question. So over to Joydeep Datta, sir. Sir, am I audible to you? Okay. I think I'm audible. I'm audible, no? Sir, am I audible? You please just answer me. Am I audible or not? Hear sir's voice. I think he can hear me, but I cannot hear him. Then if I ask sir any question, how will I listen the answer? It's not possible actually. I'm unable to hear the answer. Sir, have you turned on your microphone on your laptop? Your laptop's microphone is turned on. Turn on your microphone.
Audible.
Yes, we can hear, no? Okay, sir, you please answer our question on your mobile. Okay. Question on your mobile. We have kept your mobile on. We have kept our mobile on microphone. You please answer on mobile.
Okay, okay.
Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, sir. Actually, my question is, can you give us an overview of the structure of the book and the key topics that have been covered in this book?
Well, the books, Sustainable Civil Infrastructure Development Case Studies, covers 15 chapters. First chapter discusses rehabilitation of an old residential building in an urban area, discussing repairing works, structural stability and limitation. And the second and third chapter discusses the earthquake portion. The second chapter discusses community-based post-earthquake reconstruction of houses using building ruins, focusing on Indonesia and residents' creativity. And the third chapter deals with earthquake phenomena, geological aspects, and safeguarding procedures with a special emphasis on earthquake-prone areas in India. And chapter 4 deals with performance analysis of pile trap foundation in layered soil through a numerical model. And chapter 5 discusses about pushover analysis of piles in leachable and non-leachable soil using finite element model. And the chapter 6 here discussion is about influence of domestic wastewater on soil characteristics for irrigation, highlighting improvements observed. And chapter 7 is for eco-planning for textile manufacturing industries in West Bengal, India. Physical aspects and related to water. Chapter 8 discusses with hydrological and environmental study of surface water characteristics in selected location in northeastern India. And chapter 9 discusses techniques to manage coastal groundwater against saline water intrusion. And in chapter 10, flooding causes and efficacy of embankment as flood control structures in Assam, India. Chapter 11 deals with sustainable water resources development in India, focusing on irrigation technique, conservation and education. And chapter 12 is related to building. It deals with advancing Bengaluru as a smart city, discussing its guidelines, features and challenges. And chapter 13, nanotechnology for antifungal and antibacterial building materials in humid regions. And chapter 14 is somehow different. Its role of robotics and automation in the construction sector, highlighting advantages and limitations. And finally, the chapter 15 discusses condensation detection and optimization of building constructions using numerical analysis in enclosed spaces. This is the brief overview of the book.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I have one more question to you. That what do you think that what kind of impact this book will have? Sir, am I audible?
Yes?
Okay, sir. What kind of impact this book will have in the field of civil engineering and the sustainable infrastructure development?
Well, hope is an empty idea that stems from the intellect coupled with desire. So hope is an optimistic falsehood, and I am neither an optimistic nor a pessimistic, rather I am a realist. So let's wait and see the impact of this book in reality in due course of time. However, the book Sustainable Civil Infrastructure Development Case Studies aims to make a positive impact on civil engineering. It tries to share valuable knowledge through case studies and research findings, providing information and innovative strategies and technologies. By showcasing successful examples, it is aimed to inspire engineers and researchers to adopt sustainable practices in their projects. These books also try to encourage interdisciplinary collaboration, bringing together experts from different fields to find holistic and sustainable solutions. Emphasis also put on the importance of community involvement, empowering local communities in infrastructural development processes. Additionally, it is aimed to raise awareness about sustainability changes and promote a paradigm shift in the mindset towards more sustainable approaches. Ultimately, this book will strive to excellence by contributing a sustainable and resilient future by influencing professionals and decision makers to prioritize sustainability in infrastructure development. Well, these are the pros, cons, and my feelings. You can say.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being online with us. Coming back to the seminar hall.
I'm not getting you, madam.
Yes, sir. What? Yes, sir.
I'm not getting you.
Sir, you cannot hear me. Sir cannot hear us.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Sir, I have one last question to you, Dr. Basa. Uh, Sir, I have one last question to you. Do you have any plan for any future edition of the same book, or do you wish to do any kind of work that is related to the content of this book?
Yes. Again, thank you, Professor Mohadatta, for this question. Definitely, we are planning. This is only the first edition of this book, and definitely we have only 15 chapters. But initially, our publisher asked us, why not 30 chapters or more than 30 chapters? So we said that, sorry, due to post-pandemic situation, okay, we are most people are unable to write book chapters for us. So our publisher said that yes, definitely in next edition we will publish, but you collect more than 30 papers. So our aim currently is to contribute more papers, more than 30 papers, so that the book is thicker, isn't it? That is more important and more relevant and important. So definitely in next year or the following year, we will be publishing the second edition of this book. Okay, and I invite all the academicians present here and the students present here to kindly submit your book chapters to us so that we can review and finally accept your book chapter. Okay, so that is the thing. Thank you.
We, the readers, will be waiting for the next edition, definitely. We have among us some of the authors of this book. So first of all, I would start with Professor Dr. Biman Goti Gupta. Sir, please highlight your contribution to this book.
Thank you, Mohua Madam, Professor Mohua Dattu, for this question. Basically, what happened, the basic of the book is the sustainability. And incidentally, today is the Water Day. So we are in need of basic things, basically water and housing and the crops and garments. So these three is the basic need of the human human uses. So we are dealing, because the chapter is dealing basically two things, with the water and the garment. So actually what happened, this garment industry basically in the commercial range, it has been started in India, in Calcutta, in Howrah, basically in Howrah, by Ford Costet. That is the British company. It was set up in 100 years back. And after that, by economization and going on rapidly in the eastern zone, particularly in nearby the Calcutta, because it had so many outlets, outlet stations. They are shipping of this, exporting of this material European countries and British own their own business. He has been tremendously having good because of the human population in India and in India, what happened after this Howrah? Howrah is basically going through some developed as a garment industry, that is mechanical part. Mechanical process part is hand are doing is basically handloom for the jute industry initially. But after that, we have also procured this mechanical this equipment for textile garment. Chemical is treating wastewater. We have managed water, purified water from municipality or from the government in those days. And even what they do, they keep the water, keep the pond. Infrastructure is a very researchers and everybody is thinking very positively how to manage the water because water is the basic need. So what done, what our team has done, that so they use what they use and use
Sir. We'll be waiting for your contribution in the next edition also. Next, I would like to ask Professor Dr. Shantanu Dotto sir. Sir, please, what contribution you made to this book? Please.
Thank you, Professor Mohadatta, for asking me this question. I also want to thank the organizing committee, my respect for the chief guest, principal sir, and authors, and the editors, obviously, and my dear colleagues. So before I want to say something, so first of all, I want to say that principal sir's motive for this sustainability, that is immensely the most important thing that is now driving the ecosystem. Actually, if you see anywhere in the nearby areas or in any houses, or maybe you start with a local house, or you go to a bigger unit like factory, or you go in just our prime minister also, everybody is trying to build the system according to the sustainability motto, right? So the world is moving even in the sustainability. So in that way, sir's thinking process and the editor's thinking process is really praiseworthy. And whenever he tells me something to contribute, whenever I get time, I also like to write papers. So this is one topic which I thought about it, that I should write. And this is basically, I used a finite element method strategy. I will not discuss much in the mathematical portion, because it will not be very much helpful for the people out there. So they may not like that mathematical areas. But the main issue is that I wanted a comparative study of two places. Maybe a place which is nearby to my college, that is I chose Jamdam, according to meteorological data. And the second one I chose is a place called Guwahati, where there is a precipitation part means more. Means the paper is basically dedicated to the condensation, then moisturization, and the heat transfer aspects covered in green buildings. Okay, so most of the time when you keep food in the table, you see that some days later, our children or maybe the old age parents, they say the bread has got stale. Okay, so fungus has come up. Why these things are happening? This is because of the moisture, inherent moisture. So whenever we design a building according to the accepted norms, we try to keep the building in such a design in such a manner that if we want to keep the moisture part in a minimum manner, right? So that was with that prime intention, I wrote this chapter, and it gave me I was also astonished with the results, maybe I could not validate the results. So most importantly, in numerical strategy, you have to validate the results. Okay, we have some published literature. When I'm doing experimental work also, that is also acceptable, but in the numerical part, whenever you do any work, you have to validate the results. But I didn't get, this was the first very unique. No one has written this type of work earlier. So in that way, it is innovative work. Okay, but the results were that even due to the precipitation part, being more in the areas of this, obviously in Guwahati, I found that if you can design your building properly, that will not affect you much. Okay, that will not affect you much in the long run. And you have to keep the other aspects like heat transfer, then the distance between the windows. Okay, so for heat treatment of the air and all these things into consideration. But the moisture portion will only be affected because of the when there is too much of incessant rain above 100 millimeters of rainfall. Okay, so that only in that areas then it can get affected. Otherwise, it is quite the results whatever I have found out by that numerical method, by the commercial software, it gave me that it is okay. So I can proceed with the same building design. So that was quite interesting to me. So this was whenever any people actually designing green buildings, even if you go to Technopolis area, Technopolis is a very huge building, and that is the biggest green building of Kolkata. Maybe many are not knowing. Maybe are knowing also. I know maybe knowing also in societal point of view. But whenever we are trying to build a good means building, that way we have to always keep in the operational comfort into mind. Not only the AC, how much moisture it is actually catering to, means how much it is condensation on the outer shelf and the inside windows like that. So with this thing, I found that I was quite means happy with the results, and anybody can refer to my chapter. Obviously, to means I was seeing the means after I put it in the research gate, I was seeing who are actually reading, and I was quite happy that many researchers from IIT Bombay have read my paper. So that is quite means I can see who is reading my paper. So that is quite impressive to me, means to motivate self motivation. So I also, again, I want to thank Professor Boshak for giving me this opportunity to contribute in this sustainability book, and obviously editors. My colleague Goswami sir is also there. We have also written papers, and we are also planning to write more. He's a very good person, and he's a very good, and also not only as a researcher, but also overall he's very means. Okay, thank you, the moderator, ma'am. Thank you.
So, sir, I think your contribution is really very interesting and informative also. The readers will
Think part.
get
So that is-
benefited. Yeah. Over to Rakesh, sir. Dr. Rakesh Kumar, I have the same question to you, sir. Please just educate us that what is your contribution to this book.
Thank you, Professor Mohua Madam, provide me this platform for sharing my contribution towards this book. I wrote a chapter on role of robotics and automation in construction industry for this book. In this chapter, I aims to highlight the revolutionary potential of robotics in advancing sustainable development. One of the key areas I focus on is the role of robotics potential in resource efficiency. This can greatly help with resource conservation, reducing environmental impact, lower energy consumption, and streamlining operations. In addition to this, I highlight the robotics potential in improving the critical infrastructure safety and resilience. Robotic system can also be used for proactive maintenance and not only ensures the durability of the infrastructure assets, but also reduces the possibilities of catastrophic breakdowns which could have negative effects on the environment and the society. Moreover, I highlight need for ethical consideration and proper use of robotics to avoid any negative effects. By exploring the application of robotics in construction industry, I emphasize how these technologies can use to enhance the efficiency and lower the environmental impact and improve the quality of life of individual and communities. In general, as an author, my goal is to encourage the readers to raise the robotics potential as a driver of sustainable development.
Thank you, sir. I think it is also another very interesting part because the application of robotics to the construction industry, that is a very new.
It is a new field in
very new
construction
field.
industry.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Now the last author on this dais, Dr. Shatabdi Shah, ma'am. Ma'am, I have the same curiosity to know that what is your contribution to this book? Please highlight.
Thank you, madam, for this question. A very good afternoon to everyone. I want to express my sincere gratitude to the honorable dignitaries, whoever present here. And I am very much thankful to our Honorable Principal Sir, Dr. Sudeep Boshak, and our college, Elite College of Engineering, for giving me the opportunity to contribute a book chapter. And also I am very much thankful to the editors that they consider my contributions. So this book is on the topic of sustainable civil infrastructure development and the case studies. And in this book, my chapter topic is sustainable water resource development in the Indian scenario. So all of you know that this is the period of increasing competition of water supplies and increased risk of water contamination, rising social and environmental impacts. All these are affecting the water resources. So the water shortage in India seems to becoming worse rather than it gets better. So in order to meet these challenges, or in order to meet these challenges and posed by this situation, the water professionals and water managers need to adapt their thinking about water in a way that is sustainable. So this study focuses on the water scarcity and the sustainable water resource development in the context of India. The significance of this study is to avert this crisis by emphasizing that using less water than it could be produced and maximizing the positive economic benefits and minimizing negative social and environmental impacts, protecting the natural systems, and making sure that the future generations won't have to compromise on their future water needs. So that is the main aim, and that is about the topic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So I
want to say I want to thank Shatabdi madam, because I want to share something.
Okay, sir.
She was, I think, only 3 or 4 days in the college, and on that day, Principal sir told me, please tell Shatabdi madam to contribute on something. But her role, immediately she said, okay, I will do it, and that is really commendable.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
It's
Thank
really
you.
commendable.
Thank you all of you.
So I would like to end this forum. But before that, I must congratulate all the editors and the authors and I also hope that this book is going to be a great success. And I also like to thank the audience for your patient hearing, and thank you so much, all of you. Thank you. Now, I would like to over the microphone to Professor Deeposri Shah, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone, the editors and the author of today's book. Now, I would like to request Professor Dr. N.C. Dey Sarkar, sir, the academic advisor of Elite College of Engineering, to give the valedictory speech. Over to you, sir. Thank you. Dr. N.C. Dey Sarkar, sir. Over to you, sir. Please come on the dais, sir.
Hello. Very good afternoon to everybody.
And from my heartiest thanks, I convey to my respected principal, sir, and all distinguished guests, because for arranging this seminar, through which we can know so many developmental work, sustainable, which is sustainable, and behind that the hard work, all my teamwork for this publication of this book. It's a very nice feeling from my side, I'm telling you. Though I have not entered into details, but it will be much helpful for us in future course of actions. Anyway, so that is a different topic. But now I am here just to, that is the concluding session for the valedictory session. And one by one, in brief, I am just briefing all lectures, yesterday and today, what we have heard, and through which we gain so many valuable informations, right? Out with the yesterday, Professor Haldar, who has mentioned so many sustainable development work, workshops for the geotechnical process for prototype and the model design and development. And for the geothermal side or geotechnical matters, what he has explained, related to so many erosions, so many sliding, what we have observed yesterday, very nice that. And lastly, I have added the renewable energy sector by converting the MSW, means municipal solid waste, that is to be converted, and finally we can get a very reachable fuel, that is methane or biogas, whatever may be. Anyway, so that we have discussed yesterday, and we came to know that he is proposing for of the generated biogas to ultimate methane. As we know that the biogas having the calorific value much lower as compared to the methane. Methane having this calorific value about 950 kilocalorie per cubic meter, which is really quite high as compared to LPG gas, which day to day we are using in our kitchens. Anyway, so I am not elaborating that way. These are very nice things, nice discussions, and the papers he has published yesterday. Now I'm coming for today's paper. Yes. Actually, the first Professor Agnimitra Biswas, ideas for the technological innovations hub, where he has explained for the mobile applications and especially for the data collections and storage, data analysis. And finally, he is telling that machine learning and the rural technology, and that way the final technology development, research work, and that is very much included and proposed to be included in this particular chapter. Now, innovation is made attached with these actual uses for the proposal for granting, skill development, analyzing the part, and any domain. So that way, briefly I'm telling you what are the points, very valuable points he has discussed in the first half before lunch. Coming to the next paper. Communication to the radar systems, where Professor A.V. Bhattacharya, nicely he has explained, and you know, without any stoppage, he has explained more than 1 hour. We have noticed that. How it is possible, I do not know actually. But Professor Bhattacharya has given so many areas, touching areas, and you see this is the communication skill, which nowadays is very, very important, and most important for the space technology. And this particular thing is only the chapters is very much taught in IIT Kharagpur, maybe in our science college, Calcutta University, right? So whatever information is gathered today, it is beyond the book, I should say, sir. You told, you have informed, and so many slides, of course, he was in a hurry to finish before lunch session. So if really we recall all the points what he has discussed, it's a nice thing. I would request Professor Borchas to give us separately to LH, especially to our principal, for particular this paper. As he said, as he proposed, that this is a helpful paper from your end. So please send one copy to sir. Okay? This is our request on behalf of our college. Very good information, really surprised to know that how he has recalled all these information. Anyway, thanks to Professor again. Now I am coming the book matter. What should I say? I have no language really. How with this busy schedule, Professor Boshak sir, our great principal, along with his colleagues, they have also definitely put their heart labor. And it's a very nice thing. I think so many things he has covered. Not only the foundations, not only the civil engineering aspects, right from civil engineering touches mechanical. That's why Dr. Datta is also here, Dr. Kumar is also with us. So clubbing all together over the BTech disciplines really is a nice book, number one. Number two, for the robotics and for the other areas he has touched. Now, by the way, I'm just requesting our Professor Datta that you please find out that the painting technology related to the building, outside and inside, to retain the temperature. And there you see the thermal distributions of the heat, so that even the power is not there, still you will feel good. So that way, if you really analyze that, painting technology now is very much improved this way. So outside and inside, without any power, even you can retain the temperature inside. No rise, number one. Number two, also, you see the spectrum of safety you are considering when you are designing the bridge. So many unforeseen things also there. Suppose for the Howrah Bridge, we do not know actually what will be the actual load. And so many parameters are there. So how you are coming for designing work from the ultimate tensile strain to the yield stress, how you are finding the yield stress, because there is the mechanical part, also the civil part. So later on, not now, not now. I am just proposing to you, requesting, because you are from mechanical, so you can help us that way to know the actual factor of safety, considering the different factors. Okay? So it's a very nice book. Let us, we'll see. And today, really, I feel myself is a very pleasure to our this seminar part. It's a very good seminar yesterday and today also. So many things, so many areas we have covered. And lastly, thanks to Moha Madam, the way he has just integrated all chapters, nicely placed in front of the audience. So thank you again, and all my colleagues. I do not know exactly, at this moment I cannot recall also the names, but I know they are all my respected colleagues. And they put their heart labors, everybody I have seen. So again, we hope that in future, very, very near future, we'll again come to the dais with so many things, so many developmental work which is sustainable. You know very much the sustainable word, sir has added. Why sustainable word? This is a very catchy word. Today you are developing something, tomorrow it's not available and no advantage is there. It is not sustainable. So sustainable means permanently. We should go for the research and finally the developmental work. What we will gain from that, that should sustain forever. Okay. Anyway, with the good wishes, pray to God that again we'll come back with a good research work. And you also please make a team, you from all different branch of engineering, come together, go for the thinking this way, so that elite will be elevated at the apex of all these colleges. Okay? Pray to God that way. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, ma'am. Ending here, you know, so many things to be done, but this is not the lecture class. Only the points I have raised. It's a beautiful seminar we have. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for your nice valedictory speech and summarizing the whole session. Now, I would like to invite our principal, sir, to give the token of appreciation to the editors and moderator of the book launching session. Please, sir. Siddhartha sir, please come. Sir is giving the token of appreciation to our beloved Mohua madam. Now, sir is giving the token of appreciation to Gitartha Goswami sir. Wonderful moment. Okay. Now I would like to request Professor N.C. De Sarkar sir to please come and present the token of appreciation to our principal sir and the editor of the book. N.C. De sir is presenting the token of memento to principal sir. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request our principal sir to present the token of appreciation to all the organizing committee members of this seminar. Professor Chandan Chaudhary sir.
Professor Chandan Chaudhary, he helped us a lot.
Professor Sravanti Chakraborty madam.
So Madam has performed very well as a moderator of today's morning session of Professor Ashit Baran Bhattacharya. Thanks, Madam. And we hope that you will perform in a better way in the future seminars. Thank you very much.
Professor Dr. Krishna Hazra madam. She's not here right now. Professor Dr. Shantanu Bhomik sir. Please come.
Actually, he planned the entire mathematical background behind this entire seminar, including the book launching and other. And he's very expert in mathematics. Okay, so let us congratulate him.
Professor Mohua Datta madam.
So, Madam is the key person, so I do not want to say any words, but he is the main motivator behind this seminar. Thanks to Madam.
Professor Bishwajit Bhattacharya sir.
Please come.
Please come, sir.
So, actually, various problems arose in the initial, and he managed all the problems very well as a management person. So, thanks, Professor Bhattacharya.
Mr. Jeet Vishwas sir, please come.
So, you also performed very well in your part. So, thank you very much.
Professor Dr. N.C. De Sarkar sir, please come.
Actually, Professor N.C. De Sarkar is highly motivating us in all aspects. And whenever I request him for organizing and taking part in this seminar, he always helped us. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Professor Shatyabrata Proddas sir.
He is the main muscle man behind this seminar, and he managed everything very well. So let us specially congratulate Professor Poddar.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Shatabdi Shah madam, please come.
So, Madam is the basic infrastructure of this seminar. So thanks to Madam.
Thank you, madam. Professor Altabuddin Mullah sir, please come.
He is the head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, and he computed the whole live telecast and all these things. So thanks to sir.
Thank you, sir. Professor Mrinmoy Pant sir, please come.
He has also performed behind the screen very well. And special congratulations to you.
Professor Rishika Mukhopadhyay madam, please come.
Thank you very much, madam.
Ms. Gitolekha Sarkar, madam, please come.
Madam actually worked very hard from the day one of the planning of this seminar in executing all different activities. Okay, so special thanks to Professor Ms. Gitolekha Sarkar.
Mr. Amit Sarkar, sir, please come to the dais.
Amit Sarkar, please come. So actually he designed the entire book cover. Okay, you can see the beautiful cover. It was designed by him. And I corrected at least 12 times. 12 times I corrected. And every time he didn't get angry. Okay, every time he's corrected. Okay, lot of corrections were there. And he's not honored. You see, he's still smiling. Let us congratulate him.
Last but not the least, Professor Dipusri Shaha.
Thank you very much for performing. Okay, so we have already distributed the certificates to the key persons, but if we have missed someone, we will provide him later stage. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we have Ms. Bahar Ali behind the screen. He performed very well, but we will send you soon. Okay, please come here. He also performed very well from behind the screen.
Thank you, sir. Please be seated. Hello. So we have come to the end of this program. So ladies and gentlemen, eminent guests, honorable speakers, and my dear participants, good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of Elite College of Engineering, I stand before you to express my heartfelt gratitude and present the vote of thanks for this enlightening seminar. First and foremost, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to our esteemed speakers, Professor A. Haldar, Mr. Agnimitra Vishwas, Dr. A.B. Bhattacharya, for sharing their valuable knowledge and expertise with us. We are immensely grateful for your dedication and commitment to enlightening us with your wisdom. I would also like to thank the editors of the book, Case Studies on Sustainable Civil Infrastructure Development, Professor Dr. Sudip Bosha, Engineer Gritartha Goswami, and Jaideep Datta sir, and the authors also, Dr. Biman Goti Gupta sir, Dr. Shantanu Datta sir, Dr. Rakesh Kumar sir, and Dr. Shatabdi Shah madam for being with us. We are grateful to the management and administration of Elite College of Engineering and EIEM for providing us the necessary resources and facilities to organize the seminar. On behalf of the organizing team, I would like to extend my gratitude to the patron, our Honorable Director Sir, Dr. Bajalul Haq and Mr. Shajal Ghosh Sir, and Coordinator Sir, Mr. Shankar Ray, and the Academic Advisor, Professor Dr. N.C. De Sarkar Sir. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our respected Principal Sir, Professor Dr. Sudip Bosak, the key motivator behind the program. Sir has given us the opportunity to enrich our knowledge with recent developments in the area of technology. We are thankful to the Organizing Secretary, Dr. Shantanu Bhaumik, Joint Organizing Secretary, Professor Chandan Chaudhary, Principal of EIM, the Chairperson, Professor Dr. Krishna Hazra, HOD of Mechanical Engineering Department, the Convener, Professor Mohua Datta, HOD of Basic Science and Humanities Department, for organizing such a wonderful event. I extend a special thanks to all the event organizers and volunteers who have worked very hard behind the scenes to ensure the smooth execution of this seminar. From logistics to registrations, from technical support to hospitality, your efforts have been invaluable in making this event a grand success. We also like to extend our gratitude to NDLI for providing us the platform to organize this seminar on recent trends of technological innovation and sustainability. I would also like to express our deepest appreciation to all the participants and attendees, both online and offline, for being a part of this seminar. Your active involvement, engaging questions, and enthusiastic participation have made this event truly enriching and inspiring. Thank you once again to our esteemed speakers, participants, organizers, sponsors, management, and attendees for being a part of this memorable seminar. Wishing you all the very best in your future endeavor. Thank you all.